Hey YouTubers, it's your pal EMDSD14R, and it's the 20th of June 2020. This is New Trains Part 50. Yes, episode 50 of New Trains is being filmed tonight. Um, I know it's been a while since I made a New Trains installment, and I just got the notion to make one tonight. Um, Of course, this is not every single engine that I bought recently. Well, more recently, but there are a couple ones that I already showcased in other videos, so I don't think I need to showcase them again. These are the ones that I really wanted to showcase to you guys, because I haven't really gone into detail with some of these. And there are a couple new ones in here that I recently just got for a graduation present. So yeah, I graduated Drexel. Woohoo! Finally done, guys. Thank God. Class of 2020. Thank God I'm done. So now I'm just trying to focus on the next phase of my life and go from there. All right, so let's get started. So here, you guys can see the two E60s here. So these are the two latest American GK E60s that I got. So this one is actually a Walthers E60, but this one is different in the fact that the chassis is an Atlas SD24 chassis, and I modified it to accept the Atlas GE trucks. So that's a totally kit bashed chassis right here. It's got DCC in it. I just need to add the windows, the pantograph, do some touch-up work. I had to cut the shell to make it shorter to accommodate the SD35, SD24 chassis, because it is a shorter chassis than the Athearn Blue Box SD9 one. And then this is my PC E60CH. Now you guys remember probably from my super old videos I had one, but it was the same number as my Conrail unit. So I sold that one, and my buddy John had one of these for sale, and it was the 4500, which I wanted. So I bought this one from him, and it's actually the later American GK in the fact that it has the plastic side frames. So it's actually a lot easier to convert to DCC, and I still have to add the pantographs to it, but yeah, it's a great engine. And then here's my Conrail FL9. You guys have seen this engine in some videos. It's my only FL9 in my collection so far. I got this from Nicholas Smith Trains about a year and a half ago or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. It's still a great runner. I haven't had any issues with it. Hopefully when I see some of the later FL9s with HEP come out, I'll maybe get a couple of them, so I'll have more than them, and I'll probably be an Amtrak. Now, the Quadra here, the Big Max. Recently, the ER&W has been getting more modern power, and for some reason, I've just been getting the SD90 bug, and I purchased these Kado SD90 43 Max. Now, I purchased them at different times. Like these three here, I got around the same time. This one I got a couple, about maybe 1 or 2 months ago. So this is the latest one, the 127. And out of all three here, it's the only one that has the double logo here. So it says ER&W, and it has the name spelled out. These all started out as, you know, CEFX units. This one here, I completely removed the lettering and patched it for the ER&W. And yeah, I did a lot of custom work on this one. And then the ones that are here are just your generic Kado units. They still have their original Kado numbers. I renumbered this one to match with the other numbers, and I put the ER&W on the side. Same thing with this unit. I just left the original number and put ER&W. I still need to get the 115. I'm thinking about getting it, but I'm not too sure yet. I haven't found one that was a good price. All these were really, really good prices, and that's why I picked them up. But I plan to do sound and DCC with these. They're great runners too, and they're Kado, so they're amazing. And then this is my Athearn ready to roll SD45T-2. This is the National Railway Equipment. I I call it the, well, someone called it the ghost unit. I call it the, what did I call it? Shadow Miss Gray unit or something like that. But ghost is fine. Um, you can see I put ER&W on the side there. I left its original road number because that's easier for me. I plan to get a couple more of the NREX units and just patch them for ER&W. Great runner, great, just overall great detail. And these have the new T2 truck, which means the rear you can actually see through the screens like the prototype. Because on the original ones you couldn't see that at all, and it's heavy too. Now, these two I purchased in the last week, and they came in the mail not too far apart from each other. This here is my very first Kado P42, and it's my very first P42 that I've acquired back into my collection since I've sold all my Athearn Blue Box ones. To be honest with you guys, I've always wanted the Kado P42s because of their coreless truck motors, but they were always too expensive in my opinion, even the sound versions. I got that for under $115 in a bid on eBay. Like, practically brand new, under $115. You can't beat it. You can't beat that. Like, where else are you going to get a Kado P42 for under $115? That's unheard of. So I had to snatch this up. I technically could have got two of these, but the other one didn't have a box, and one of the truck mounting clips was broken. That one sold in a bid for $81 or $82, but I didn't care about that one too much because this one was practically new. It was on, I think it was just display only and was run a few times, and it came with a box and all the instructions. So that's another reason why I snatched this one up, because it's you can't beat it, and the detail on it is just amazing. Now, Athearn is bringing these out in their Genesis line this year, so I'm probably going to snatch up one of them and do a comparison, but if I find another Kado one that I really want, I'm going to snatch it up because the pulling power on this is amazing. It's super heavy, like, and the parts are not, like, I'm just impressed. I don't know why I wish I'd have bought one sooner, but I just the price was always the one that just deterred me from getting it. But I'm glad I got this one. You will be seeing more videos with this engine. Unfortunately, this isn't one of the heritage units that I filmed. I filmed 156, 145, I think, what was the other one? 822, I think, is the other Phase 3. And then I filmed the P42, number 42, which is the Veterans unit. But I wasn't able to film 184 or 66 because they never were put on the Pennsylvania trains 42 and 43. All the other heritage units were sent out here on those trains except these heritage units, 184 and 66. Those were not, they were never sent out this way on the Pennsylvania, as far as I know, which is a little disappointing, but that's okay. Now you're looking at this engine here and you're saying, what the heck is this? Well, this is an Atlas SD35. I found it on eBay. It was dirt cheap, like $70 DCC. And you guys probably saw in one of my videos that I hinted to be making or might be making an ICG SD20. Well, here, lo and behold, I am going to be building an ICG SD20 that's going to be in full ICG colors, but it's going to have ER&W on the side of the engine. Unfortunately, Details Associates ran out of the non-turbo exhaust stacks online, so I'm going to have to do some substituting in for the exhaust stacks. But other than that, the details are pretty much going to stay the same. It has the cab lights, which are Mars lights, and then the nose lights. So those are going to stay much the same. Not telling you what I see paint scheme it's going to be, but when you guys see it, it's going to be really, really cool. And I've always wanted to build one of these engines, as I said, well, this is dirt cheap. It's $70. I might as well go ahead and buy it. The only thing that I have a problem with this engine is when it's in DC mode, no matter which way you put the direction, it goes the same direction. So if you put it in forward, it goes forward. But if you put it in reverse, it still goes forward. So I don't know if there's something wrong with the motor magnets or something, but when it's in DCC mode, it doesn't have that issue. So I'm just not going to use it in DC mode. But I just thought that was a little bit weird. Maybe that's why the price was like it was, but you're not going to find another SD35 online that cheap, especially the later ones like this. What else did I get? Got some coal cars here. This one also came from my friend John. He gave me this one because he was a little late sending out the E60, the Penn Central unit. It's because he was moving, so he gave me that as a gift. So thanks, John, for that. I patched it for or sublettered it for the ER&W. And then I did the same thing with this Walther's car here. Sublettered it for the ER&W. And then another project I'm working on, I'm building my own variant of the EMD, or I should say Union Pacific SW10. So this is my variant of it. It's, I could have technically went the full prototype way, but I didn't have all the pieces to do all the cutting and all the filing, so I just basically did what I did. So the center section here comes from an SD24, and then the fans are the small fans that come from an SD35. So those are the prototypically correct size fans. So I will be getting this stripped down and painted into ER&W eventually. Yeah, I know it's a Pennsylvania switcher, but, rather than going out and buying more engines, I'm just going to be using what I have here. Mini update, I sublettered my H1044 for the ER&W. So it's sublettered now for the ER&W. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, guys. That's pretty much what I've been working on with the locomotives and stuff. I'm not really doing a whole lot of compulsive buying. I used to do a lot of that, honestly. Like I saw something that I liked and I would just buy it. Now I'm pretty much gearing myself to getting equipment that I like, but I also need for what I'm going to be doing with my layout. So that's the whole reason why I've been getting these different types of engines. So FL9 definitely, definitely that was a want, but I can also use it too, which is cool. These were technically both a want and a need because I needed to replace. First off, I needed to replace the E60 that I sold that was like this. And then secondly, I needed to get another E60 CF for the roster that I currently had. So that all fit there. And then these all fit here. These technically aren't originally on my ER&W roster drawings that I have. But I decided to just put them in there because technically speaking, I got to get more modern power. Even though the ER&W likes first and second generation diesels from EMD, Alco, and FM, obviously, I need to get more modern power, so I'm going to be getting some more modern power closer to this era. But yeah, thank you guys for enjoying this new episode of New Trains. God bless. Hope you and your families are doing great. I'll see you later. Peace, y'all.